Welcome back to the Ironcast mini tournament. This is Company of Heroes 3 and my name's Inuki. This is a bonus match though. The best of 3 already ended, but I've cleverly uploaded this match to prevent spoilers. So allow me to introduce our commanders again. You don't have to watch this match, but it's a pretty good one, so I'd stick around. This time, on the south side of the road, commanding the Legion of the Queen's Corgis 3rd Regiment, it's RathemStason. Yeah, sometimes I don't even know what's coming out of my mouth. So that means on the north side, by process of elimination, and elimination is all they want to do, commanding the Deutsches Afrika Korps, it's Kerple. So it's probably a good time to say, Kerple had a little oopsie. Multiple games were recorded for this tournament, and in the very first match between Kerple and RathemStason, Kerple actually won. But because of faults with the recording, I couldn't actually use that as part of the cast. It's a damn shame. I will see about getting all of the games uploaded, because I know there are people like me who are really itching to get back into the game after the stress test went down. So the best thing that we can do at the moment is just consume videos and look at the game. I'm still completely undecided as to which faction I truly want to focus on playing as well. I'm really liking the challenge that the Afrika Korps presents with mechanized play, and I honestly feel that they were the toughest faction out of the 4. So Kerple really had a challenge. Anyway, quick announcements. Now, I'm casting these games mainly for people who don't have the game yet. If by the end of this mini-tournament you're interested in picking up the game, might I suggest using the Ironcast promo code with the details in the description on that, because I've got this kind of idea in my head, if it's possible, to make some videos with players looking to get involved in 1v1s. Maybe we can do an hour video together where we find out all about yourself and figure out how to get you started. It's just an idea at the moment. I'll have more details in the Discord. Anyway, let's dive into the game. RathemStason has gone for the Indian Artillery Battle Group. The big unit from here is those Gurkha rifles. They are a tough infantry squad. Other perks include reducing the cost and reinforcement time of infantry, which basically means you can get your infantry troops back into the battlefield quicker. A stronger infantry presence will be established. Or you do have the alternative choice of making units stronger as they take more losses. Then there's also a ton of artillery options, of course, but we'll cover those if there's any time between the action and we get to see them in use. No battle group choice for Kerple at the moment. Ratham sappers engaged, falling back to the trenches. They do have an infantry section nearby if they want to work collectively together. But capping the fuel is more important in their eyes. Another engagement on the south. Ratham, again, prioritizing capping that point over winning the engagement. If they don't get behind that wall, they will lose. Ratham's also running up a machine gun. I think their intention was to get inside the building in the middle. But Kerple has a good spread of infantry across the map. So the machine gun's going to have to set up behind the sandbags instead. Panzer Grenadiers moving along the south side. They see the machine gun. And instead of dealing with the infantry section, they're going to navigate around, using that heavy wall as cover as they move as well, just in case the machine gun decided to turn and fire on them. They were inside the arc, but only just. Jumping behind the wall. Lots of repositioning. This is the good stuff. Got quite a wide battle going on. Sappers running out into the open road, but they do get the flank on the Panzer Grenadiers and are being assisted by an infantry section. Panzer Grenadiers going to be forced back. Sappers give chase. Kerple is in the vicinity to help out those squads if they so choose, but then that would be consolidating all their forces onto the north side of that road. 250 out now to lend its support. Just driving through all those random explosive barrels. Going to be planting mines down as well. Whenever placing mines, you better be sure you have the time to do so. In this case, the 250 and the Panzer Grenadiers will be keeping any British forces away for long enough to complete those mines. It's a solid place for Kerple to fight. Lots of heavy cover, a few blind spots around the compound, which infantry could come up and maybe get a sticky grenade off if RathemStason has it researched. They've got enough munitions to get an AT rifle, but not seeing anything like that just yet. 250's moved down to the south side of the road, getting machine gunned in the back. Not ideal. You can see bullets really do hurt that thing, and now they're going to have a lengthy repair time. And similar to the last match, Kerple seems to really want to be fighting around the middle. They'll move up together, down together. They just want to fight together! That middle victory point could use capturing. Kerple repairing the 250, heading towards the strategic cutoff point. They want to deny all that munitions and fuel on the north side of the road. Kerple is very proactive, and I think there is a time to be proactive and a time to exercise a bit of caution. When you can't heal up your units yet because you don't have medics, that might be the time to be cautious. Being pushed back by the powerful flames of the flamethrowers. Back to the compound. Damn, this almost looks like a campaign mission fighting around here. Now, the onus was really on RathemStason to make the next move. They got to play defense on a strategic point. Kerple thinking she might be able to delay tech by getting that cutoff point. And they would have, but I would say delaying Brits from teching is not as of a big deal as the other three factions. The Brits early game have everything they need to survive against light armor. They just need 50 munitions, and an infantry section can be upgraded with an AT rifle. You're sorted. It's just a question of risk versus reward, and that was a risky play by Kerple. Panzer Grenadiers escaping machine gun fire through the building. I think that building needs a name. It's already feeling kind of iconic. Maybe what they should do is name the buildings in-game. Would probably be pretty good for team-based callouts. A reference point or landmark to direct the eyes. RathemStason has pushed Kerple away. Their presence is diminishing. Ooh, Kerple bringing in a machine gun of their own. Okay. So we're going to see who has the better machine gun micro, are we? This is a battle I can get behind. I love how when you get two players of an equal level of ability, they test each other. You know, what most of us see, you know, we see a battle, we see squads firing bullets at each other. What I'm sort of peeking at, though, is the commander's mindset. One of the many great things about Company of Heroes 3 is because there is no constant APM drain on establishing your economy through building, or I guess best described as non-PvP interactions, there's more room for mind games. Kerple trying to run away from the flamethrowers. Standing in the open ground is better, and further away is also better. Those sappers taking fire from two squads now. They do get an infantry section to back them up. I think Kerple's dealt with the flamethrower threat. They're just falling back into a more advantageous position. Got this nice chunk of heavy wall here. And bringing in a 250 half-track to provide support as well. Still no battle group choice for Kerple. Leaving it really late here. I'm not sure exactly... I mean, I think they've probably forgotten about it at this point. The original intention was to see what they might need, but now it's getting weird. Love the positioning here. Two squads flanking either side of the half-track. Now, just a little bit behind them, there is a high ground advantage. Very difficult to make use of that area, though. There's that machine gun. They're still in the arc. Oh! Kerple getting inside of the half-track to escape the suppression. Very nicely done. Will get finished off by the Humber chasing it down. Explosion! In the last match, Kerple was more prepared for vehicles. This time, though, they don't have anything. Well, with the exception of a few mines dotted around on the north side, can they lure the Humber into one? Seriously challenging stuff. Getting more mines down as well. One of the aspects of all Company of Heroes games is knowing when to give up ground, and sometimes giving up grounds means enemies crossing the path of your mines that you've laid down. What Kerple needs to do is just buy some time, try not to take too many losses, and field something that can defeat that Humber. RathemStason being contended hard on the northeast side of the map. They've lost their fuel point. RathemStason has every right to just mass capture the bottom side of the map, but unlike Kerple, who is getting the Gurkha rifles now, filling in a load of points on their battle groups. Nice to see those Gurkhas in action. But RathemStason seems to be the overtly cautious one. This really does highlight the importance of vision and pushing every front. If you encounter hostiles, you can always fall back, but encountering something is valuable information. You know, it's important to ascertain where a big unit is. If there's a tiger on the field, you want to know where that tiger is. Same applies to infantry. Granted, it is slightly harder to keep track of. We have to make the effort. Kerple holding on to that north, but is being pushed back ever so slightly. Reinforcements will be on their way, though. Or they're making their way to the middle, in fact. Got a squad of Panzer Grenadiers in the south as well.
We're losing a victory point.
Kerple, again, the one to sort of be proactive, moving forward, always trying to capture territory. We've got an AT gun out for the Africa Corps. Machine gun overlooking the victory point on the north. Manages to suppress a squad. Panzer Grenadiers move in to try and get some damage off. Getting nice and up close. Another battle happening just south of the road, south of the victory point. Machine gun suppressing, getting flanked, trying to reposition and turn. It's going to turn in time. There's just a couple of squads in the middle of the road. They fall back. They at least manage to divert the attention of that machine gun. It's going to be interesting to see this AT gun be used. And we also have a flame panzer? I don't think the Humber can really hurt that, which means it's a fantastic choice. Sometimes you don't have to destroy the thing that is massively opposing you. You just get a bigger thing that they then have to worry about. The Humber's going to try. It's shooting at it, but nothing is happening. Similarly, the Flame Panzer can't even hurt it back. Now, whilst all this action was going on, Kerple ended up forgetting about a Panzer Grenadier squad around the middle victory point. And this happened in the last match as well. Sometimes things get tense in one place of the map, and all the screaming and chaos and explosions is distracting you from a squad elsewhere getting absolutely hammered. And it's why I think it's a good idea to move your infantry at least into cover before giving them an order to take territory where you know enemies are known to be, essentially. One of the things I think that interestingly makes a great player is understanding your limits. Like whether you're low skill, medium skill, high, pro, you're going to have to factor in that you might not be able to give enough attention to like 2 or 3 locations. So it's a great idea to set yourself up in a position where you can focus more attention on one battle, whilst a battle elsewhere is just kind of, you know, like a long-range engagement, or you just have infantry sitting nearby behind heavy cover so that if they get engaged on, you'll give yourself plenty of time to be alerted to a dire situation that you can react to. Try and fight 3 full-on battles, you might struggle. Grenades away on an infantry section. Ooh, devastating! Both the Flame Panzer and the Humber repositioned to the south side. Getting the scorch on the flamethrowers behind the wall, chasing them down. A lot of infantry around here. Is that an AT gun? It sure is, and the Flame Panzer has just rammed straight into it. It wants to escape. It would have been nice to run down the road, exposing that rear armor. Interestingly, getting a side hit. It's armored enough to squeak out of there, though. Still good news for RathemStason as they can operate knowing that the Flame Panzer is going to be out of action for a minute or two before it gets repaired. Now, what is this positioning of the AT gun for Kerple right on the north side? I think they're deciding to change its position, but a place like that, you'd really have to lure that Humber into a very unusual spot. I'm not sure it would traverse there, but, you know, maybe. Oh, and with the Flame Panzer showing up, it does mean that Kerple now has a battle group. Well, they also took the improved penetration for all vehicles talent. Not sure if I'll draw a lot of flack for calling it a talent. Oh, someone stepped on a mine. Or some Panzer Grenadiers in the south that are suffering the consequences of a lack of minesweepers. But tricky to sweep for mines in enemy territory. And there's still only one Panzer Pioneer squad. They're focused on repairing that Flame Panzer tank, which I think does take priority. Kerple slotting in a machine gun inside the building on the south side of the road, escorted by a Panzer Grenadier squad. RathemStason going to try and predict with a rifle grenade. What a brave charge by these Panzer Grenadiers. RathemStason, Vet 2 on an infantry and machine gun, getting grenaded. Only a single casualty on the MG squad. Assault Panzer Grenadiers coming up behind. They also lob a grenade onto the MG, but they've retreated. It was just a smoke grenade. At this range, the infantry section is getting decimated. They're pinned down, they can't fire back, leaving the retreat extremely late. Assault Panzer Grenadiers shift their attention to the Gurkha rifles behind the truck, toss a load of grenades. It looked like a great placement, but they just shrugged the damage off. Machine gun inside the building for Kerple now has to fall back as well. Tactically, a great play from Kerple given the odds, but the Humber made the difference there. If that machine gunner could have stayed in the building longer, Kerple could have brought in reinforcements and tried to position the AT gun closer to pick off the Humber. Kerple's called in a 250 with Assault Panzer Grenadiers, and they're going to try this mid again, see if they can get a number on the Humber, whilst RathemStason tries to tackle the Flame Panzer with sappers. Well, they just want division for their 6-pounder. Sometimes that means taking a little heat. They managed to get just outside of the range with those sappers, but enough to fire on the Flame Panzer. There's a mine on that bottom victory point that's just got triggered. You can see RathemStason kind of wants to capitalize on that, but the sappers are not in good conditions. If they stayed any longer, their shadows would have been burnt. Flank on the 6-pounder, stuffing smoke in front of it so it can't fire on the Flame Panzer anymore. But that's the best that the Assault Panzer Grenadiers can do. Kerple predicting a grenade toss. It's a good predict, but because there's only one member of the squad left, only one grenade thrown, and one kill confirmed. As you've seen already, Assault Grenadiers can throw a flurry of grenades, but when there's only one person alive, they only throw one grenade, but it costs the same amount of munitions. Gurkhas are struggling. It's a very daring half-track, showing no signs of fear of the fog of war. And the Assault Panzer Grenadiers move up to the wall, take a peek over it, trying to figure out where the majority of RathemStason's forces are, and the answer to that is they just capped the North victory point and are just positioning themselves to defend. Kerple's doing alright considering they are technically one squad down. Rathem with 4 mainline infantry squads, Kerple with only 3 after losing one earlier. 3 more minutes until Kerple can call in a chief squad on a half-track again. Now, 2 of the Panzer Grenadier squads are equipped with the MP40s and the other one with the Carabiner 98K. Here's the issue presented for us. The long-range Panzer Grenadier squad is unsuited for this task, charging in to throw a grenade on infantry behind the wall. Even if you sent the MP40 squad to do this job, they'd lose most of their combat effectiveness just getting into place to throw a grenade. They have to flank and maneuver and shorten that distance. It's just about having some versatility through variety. Flame Panzer shrugging off AT rifle shots. The crew's operating with prudence. Sappers using the building to hide from the flame panzers. It's raining nades! Maybe the flame panzer was the less painful option. Sapper squad down. Flame panzer doesn't fear the AT rifles. They really are just meant for light armor. Damn right, flipping Scarper. AT gun will hurt though. Pioneers at hand to repair those dents. Kerple, I think, selecting to try and tackle the north now. Their half-track already storming well ahead of the group, pretty beat up, finds a machine gun and has to back up. Panzer Grenadiers supported with a machine gun. Looks like the machine gun's going to climb inside the building. There's the repairs underway as Kerple takes the vehicle awareness talent, which I think gives them increased detection range of enemy vehicles from their own vehicles. I'm not 100% sure how it works. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. You see, there wasn't a lot of time to test things during the stress test. I can tell you that the recon units, like the tractor, send out a radar wave, and if your vehicle is pinged by that radar wave, there is an actual sound that you hear. That's so weird. So detailed. Nice looking flank against RathemStason. RathemStason does have the numbers, plenty of units in the area, but Kerple has got the tactics. Grenades on the infantry section. Well dodged. Grenades on the machine gun. Wow, they're not going to be able to react in time. They're in fact suppressed as well. Good micro from Kerple's machine gun. This assault, though, not successful. It is both Panzer Grenadier squads which are running away with the machine gun as well. They do kill that enemy Vickers, but that can be easily recrewed with a new feature in Company of Heroes 3. Some of these trucks have the ability to reman crewed weapons. Flame Panzer comes on through, trying to sweep up this mess, but now meets a Crusader 3 medium tank. There's no way to save this Flame Panzer. Two veterances going down in the grave with it, showing its rear armor. I mean, it was dead anyway. It wasn't getting out alive. Meanwhile, sappers engage with the MP40s. Not a favorable engagement. Just trying to walk it off behind the wall, breaking that line of sight. Oh, you cheeky muffin, turning the corner just to get another puff of flame out there. Lovely bit of micro for the fans of micro. Now, what is the next step for Kerple? Because it seems like they are the ones that are in need to capture the victory points at the moment. And they haven't been doing too well on making progress. This time, they do capture that north point, but they don't have any forces to hold it. Just seems to be a constant offense for Kerple. This time round, they're heading towards the middle. And there's quite a lot of infantry around the middle, so I think we're in for a good fight here. Let's see the tactics in action. Kerple taking position inside the building. Gurkhas lobbing grenades into all of the brickwork, but well dodged from the Panzer Grenadiers. MP40s moving in close. Focus fire on one of the squad's grenades just behind on the retreat path. Does get some considerable damage off, but not a squad wipe. Many casualties on both sides, but what matters is Kerple got that middle victory point. And I keep wanting to mention this mortar. Yeah, that one. RathemStason's had that mortar out for a while, and I kind of wonder, you know, a minute ago if the Gurkhas didn't throw those grenades into the building, that mortar might have been a more discreet way to inflict a lot of pain on the Panzer Grenadiers inside of the building. Just goes to show that sometimes it's not as simple as just throwing a grenade in a building. Like, you know, that might work against you. Anywho, Kerple lost a lot of presence on the field. It was a big retreat. That does, however, mean that they will be coming back out in full fighting force, even getting their vehicles repaired up, all their squads healed. Here's a positional consideration. The MP40s really should be swapped with the other squad. And moving round, looks like they want to get a grenade toss off. The Gurkhas trying to put the grenades in front of the MP40s. Easily dodged back. There was a mine on the victory point. And I'm not even sure whose it was. I'm pretty sure it was RathemStason's. Ooh. Welcome to this world of death and maim. RathemStason having to run away with whatever legs they've got left. Huge win for Kerple there. Notice that Kerple also intentionally left a squad back near that pack gun. Either to protect it or maybe, and I like this other option, you got like a first wave, second wave kind of thing. You leave a squad or two behind others and bring them up as you need them. In this case, Kerple didn't need them. There's a few advantages of approaching combat like this. It's not applicable to every situation, but it does mean that if you end up retreating, your retreats are at least staggered. That way you have some infantry presence on the field. Say, for example, one of your squads gets grenaded, you bring them back, and then you immediately bring in another squad. Another advantage is you can play very reactionary. You can see, you know, maybe there's a machine gun that you didn't spot, so your squads end up getting suppressed. You can bring up the second wave to go flank, and just try and hunker down and survive with your first wave. I'm actually kind of curious, has that pack even fired a shot at the Crusader 3 yet? It seems like RathemStason only wants to use their Crusader against vehicles. More grenades in the middle. More importantly, the pack is decrewed by a rifle grenade and the victory point decapped. So here's an interesting buy. Kerple's gone for a Stug D, an anti-infantry tank. Kerple just doesn't seem to really care about that Crusader, it seems. Maybe they can bait it into the pack, but will that alone be enough? RathemStason destroys a 250 half-track on the north side. Remains strongly defending that victory point. Seems rare to see RathemStason really leading an advance. Very reactionary play. Kerple makes the move, RathemStason responds. Here you can see that vehicle awareness, the yellow circle on the ground indicating that there is a vehicle present there, but you can't see what exactly it is. The pack still hasn't been recrewed. Super needed now. Stug annihilates the Gurkha squad, finished off by the Panzer Grenadiers. Pack recrewed, firing on the Crusader 3. Stug D not able to reverse out of there. Smokes covering the Crusaders' retreat. Great fight for RathemStason. Threatening a 3 cap as well. So the victory points are going to be ticking down super fast. Interesting to see an 8-rat armored car out on the field. It feels like Kerple has a cunning plan now, advancing forward to the northern victory point. And there's an infantry section just in those trenches. Always there. I don't feel like they've moved. And they have a permanent medic truck just behind them, and I don't think Kerple's seen that. They've seen it once. They need to move forward and see it twice. Armored car to lend its assistance, negating that cover. Long-range sticky grenade. The victory points are running out. And that's a victory for RathemStason. Hello, this is Inuki from the future. I hope you enjoyed this bonus match, even though it didn't matter. Well, it did matter. Fun was made. But next up is Howard123 versus Little DD. Go and check them out, and some of the players were a little nervous doing these matches, so if you could, a little favor for me, leave them a message in the comments. I'm sure they would greatly appreciate a compliment. You have so much power to make others feel good about themselves. Don't squander it. Okay, I'll leave it at that. And join the Ironcast Discord. Ta-ta! Oh, actually, I'm still here. I'm watching these highlights, because when we do have a full, proper spectate replay system, we'll be able to do endgame analysis. And I'm looking forward to that. You know, big productions. Company of Heroes 3 definitely deserves it. It's a fantastic game. I know some people have been saying, oh, the graphics and the sound, but the gameplay, it's all there. And I bet your butt cheeks that people are going to come out with graphical and sound mods, so Well done, Kerple, and of course, RathemStason. Thank you for recording your perspectives. I know it was kind of tricky and difficult, and I probably annoyed people with like saying, oh, you have to set it up like this. Oh, you have to turn the music off. Oh, this and that, and do it again. It was a lot of work, but, you know, thanks. It means we can show people this stuff, and I really want to do that. Okay, we're done with the highlights. See you next time.